Hi guys, welcome back. Scatlink here, and we're off for more Pikmin 2. In the last episode, we went back to Hawkitate, but our company's going under, and then we get sent on a mission to get money, basically. We just got to search for treasure. And, well, we got ourselves some new red Pikmin, and, well, our first treasure as well. And, of course, more tutorials. In this episode, we're going to go explore some more and get some more stuff, hopefully. Good morning, workers. Ready for another day of toiling for profit for your company? Not really. I wanted to go home. That was the whole point of repairing the damn dolphin, other than surviving. But then you sent us back here. Thankfully, we've got infinite days, so we're no longer in danger of that. The Pikmin seem to still be asleep inside their onion. What lazy creatures. Rude? Jeez, I hate this ship. I really do. No wonder they lack survival skills. Stand beneath the onion and press A to call them out. Actually, considering the good ending, the best ending of Pikmin 1, I beg to differ. But that's a whole different group of Pikmin. These Pikmin aren't evolved yet, so... So yeah, we know what to do. We just have to stand under, press A to call them out and whatnot. And I think that was Louis yawning because he's fed up with this already. Okay, let's go. Let's get out all 20 because, well, we can't do anything else otherwise. Alright, what we're going to do is to keep Louis here. Because what we're going to do is send off some Pikmin to do stuff around here. And then Louis can do other stuff like grab the Pikmin back and whatnot. So we'll leave the 5 pellet here. We'll leave that 5 pellet here. We'll go with our squadron and just go with 1 Pikmin for now. Because then Louis can go pick up the 5 pellets with the Pikmin that come back. So that just makes more sense to me. Plus we've got to build up at least 35 Pikmin because otherwise we can't progress because there's nothing else over here. Pikmin are so slow in leaves. If you haven't watched my first Pikmin Let's Play, go do so, because most of the stuff's covered in there. But basically, leaf Pikmin are slow and have low resilience and low power. Buds are... There's a full level up, and then, obviously, the impact crater's still there, look at that. And, obviously, flower Pikmin are obviously the fastest, most strongest, and also have the most resilience. If they die as a flower, they may respawn a Pikmin. What the hell? Okay, strange. Maybe they went with another pellet. Yeah, I got 2 on that one, so yeah, that's the thing. But yeah, what am I trying to say here? Basically, flower Pikmin are better, and of course if they get hit, well, the reason why I say is more resilience is that they will degrade, but they won't die immediately sometimes. They also survive a lot longer. Wow, I was able to one-shot, really? Okay then. I guess I'm not doing this with Louis then. What the hell, I didn't hit him. I didn't hit the thing. Yeah, the cursor can be a little bit confusing sometimes because it goes on along the walls, as you can see here. Alright, so let's just check the rest of the Pikmin up here. Oh, I only have 1. Okay then! So while I'm waiting for all that to happen, go grab that. Wait, is there something up here? No. I always think there is. And of course, if we want to nectarize our Pikmin and power them up, we need to find some nectar, or we need to find some grass for nectar, or some rocks to smash, which somehow gives nectar. We can also try and find some eggs. That's another thing. That pellet posy hasn't grown yet, so I'm not going to look it out just yet, because that would be pointless. Plus, if I chuck a Pikmin up there, it's probably going to get one shot regardless. Sometimes you'll be able to hear when a pellet posy grows, and that became a 5! Holy crap, man. Let's go get that. And let's keep on plucking here. Ah! Don't do that. Right. Oh, I can't switch when I'm plucking. I forget that. Because you've got to mash the button. In Pikmin 3 you can do that. Yeah, Pikmin 3 actually has slightly different controls. Even if you play with the same control scheme for Pikmin 3. So it kind of puts me off sometimes. But I've kind of adapted, so that's a thing. So let's go over here. Start chugging over Pikmin. Come on. Switch. I'm trying to use both captains, but so far it ain't working because we're just going back and forth because there's not much to do. I guess if you need to smash 2 things, you could split your team up into 2, and that could work. But I like to do that when I have like 50 Pikmin. But I almost have like almost 50 now, so it may actually be a good idea to do that. Because like one captain could be fighting, or another one could be knocking down stuff and bringing food back to the onion. Why did I do that? That was stupid. I gotta put them on there. Should have enough on this one team, actually. Those 3 didn't fall off. No, I don't. Crap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Done it. Do. One shot you, please. I missed every shot. Okay, got him. And he tried to pellet. Nice. I forget that's a thing in this game. defeating enemies, even small enemies, can sometimes drop pellets. Alright, so they're bringing that back. I'm going to dismiss, and I'm going to allow Louis to stay at base, so I can regain Pikmin as well as keep them up. And he can start building his own team. While we do more stuff with Olimar, and we've already used almost a quarter of the day. By the way, in this game, days go slightly quicker, which is not the best. And we've already found another treasure over there. That's cool. Bum rush him, because they're saying Pikmin 3, we don't need to hit the eyeballs. There we go. I gotta stop talking about Pikmin 3. It doesn't exist yet. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 4, really? Okay. How much does this thing need? This is another treasure. It's not like stuff that we could like see. Just make everybody pick it up. Right, there we go. Chuck one Pikmin on here. Come on, there we go. Right, I'm gonna go switch and pick up these Pikmin right now while I'm waiting to start knocking down the wall. Could have split up my team and do it, but then again I need my whole entire team in order to pick up that one treasure in the first place. And don't worry, every time you pick up a treasure, the ship ain't going to automatically end the day. But that is another thing I want to talk about, actually. The ship likes to sometimes end the days prematurely. It's a bitch of a move, I know, but all Pikmin return at that point. You can't leave any at sunset, because otherwise that would just be unfair. I mean, it's already unfair enough, so why make it unfair to the absolute limit? Really? That one Pikmin didn't want to go, and I called them all backpacks. Right. Olimar! Alright, so now we can go pick up that other corpse. We might as well pick up every corpse at this point, build up our reds. Because obviously they're the strongest of the basic 3 that we know so far. Not spoilers, because the box casing says it itself. So whatever. Oh, pants. Didn't mean to do that, I meant to press Z. That was my finger over the C button when I meant to press Z, so that's a thing. Come on, guys. You're too damn slow, seriously. Okay, so now we're going to have to go grab them again. Do-do-do-do-do-do. It's a crushed can. I don't know what it says. Utter scrap. And yet it's worth something. So it's not complete utter scrap. You lie to me, game. More like you lie to me, ship, but whatever. So anyway, Louis is still watching them at the I was about to call a war bridge again. Why do I keep doing that in these games? But we've got 58 Pikmin so far, which is not so bad at all. Come on, guys. It's too damn slow. Alright, now I could chuck the Pikmin on here immediately, but they're going to take some time to reach Olimar at the moment because they're so damn slow, so I can move Louis a little bit. Now I can switch back to Olimar, make them all go on the wall, and immediately knock it down at lightning speed, because so many Pikmin went onto it at the same time. We've already gone past half the day, that ain't good. It's only been 8 minutes, days are definitely 15 minutes in this game. But don't worry, the reason why days are short is because there's actually not that much stuff on the overworld. I'll get into why that is once we actually make a little bit more progress. Come on, guys. This wall ain't even knocked down yet either. Some of these Pikmin aren't even actually working, you slackers. Get on with it. Hey McFly, you're a slacker. There we go. Apparently we need to see a cutscene and the ship has to talk to us again. How could Pikmin destroy such a massive wall? When massed, their might is ferocious. Louis, did Olimar instruct you on the proper Pikmin commanding protocol? Apparently not. Olimar, you are failing in your duty as a superior, and basically just an overview of the controls. How would I get this far into the day without knowing what the controls are? If I just did the first day, I think I would already know the controls. Maybe it's for plot reasons, but whatever. Anyway, we can't actually progress anymore. Progress anymore, because, well, there's water in the way. So what we want to do is gather our team that's left over right now. I guess if you did take a little bit too long in the day, that's not that big of an issue. Because we've done everything that we can actually do above ground for now. What do I say above ground? Well, it has something to do with that hole we just saw. And we've got a nice neat 70 Pikmin right here, which is awesome. Just got to bring Louis back now. I'm not too sure if you have to do this. Actually, I'm just going to see if I can just enter myself. I mean, as long as all Pikmin are with captains, that should be fine. Interesting. Warm air is welling up from the hole in the ground before you. What could lie underground? What is wrong? You both show expressions of unease. Do not fear. The leaders group of Pikmin will join you. The leaders group of Pikmin... Yeah, the leaders group of Pikmin will join you. I don't know if that means both leaders and their Pikmin, or the one that you enter with. Because both leaders go in anyway. Separated Pikmin will head to the onion. Approach the hole and press A. Okay, so there's no worries. Okay, I just need confirmation on that. So let's go. So, caves. This is the main part of the game. You don't actually have a time limit when you're in caves. Time above ground actually stops ticking, which is awesome. So let's enter in. Oh, I'm only entering 47 because I didn't. Yeah, okay. It is only the leader that you're playing as, so I'm entering with less Pikmin than I should have. Whoops. Well, they'll go to the onion, so that's not that big of an issue. Plus, Louis was in that area anyway, so we're okay on that front. Because the ship said that they'll make their way back to the onion because it's daylight, they can still make their way. It's good, it's all good. Intriguing. My heat sensors indicate that this hole's interior is warmer than on the surface. Analysis suggests danger lies ahead, but the promise of treasure is tantalizing. If you wish to check underground terrain, press plus to communicate with me. I'm not just a ship, I am an all-purpose support pod. So yeah, the head of the ship follows us. Now the thing is, if we encounter enemies underground, of course we can't grow any Pikmin. As you can see, our 23 Pikmin that we didn't enter with have gone back into the onion, and I only have 3 with me for some reason, because every Pikmin that when you go into a hole is just free for some reason. But we can just immediately call them anyway. So let's go over here. And, oh, okay then. So, yeah, we're underground, and we haven't got any onions, so if we find any enemies, what can we do? We immediately find a treasure, not a treasure chest, just treasure. Now, the thing is, with most caves, I don't think this cave has random generated dungeons, I think it's all the same, but basically, most caves in the game have random generated floors. I mean, most of the floors may look the same in terms of the layout, but the place that you start and the location of all enemies and items and other kinds of stuff in the cave, or on the sub-level floor, whatever, will be randomized, and the game saves every time you go down a floor. So if you don't like how a floor is going, you can just hit the reset, and if you have a massacre, you can just hit the reset, so there's no penalty. Citrus lump. That is true. Funnily enough. Now listen carefully. No, it's not happening. Okay. Because we don't have it yet. I thought something would have happened. I think that was like a glitch in the GameCube version, but they fixed it. Anyway, these snowy bulbs, they're exactly the same as normal bulbs, they're just white. I think they just take less damage from normal attacks, but you can still one-shot them, so that's great. So there we go, and there's another treasure here. Maybe the glitch does still happen. You'll find out if it actually happens. If not, I'll talk about it afterwards. So let's pick that up. So yeah, very small floor. Actually a very small cave as well, so we're not going to be in here all day. And I won't have to split the episode into 2. Yeah, that's a thing. When it comes to episode structure, I'm still going to call them days instead of parts, but if we're on a day for a certain amount of parts, it'll be day 4 part 1, day 2, yeah, day 4 part 2, day 4 part 3, etc, depending on how long the cave is. I don't exactly have a set plan on how many sub-levels I'll do, but anyway, as you can see, we can pick up the enemies, but we're not going to get Pikmin, because it's going to go into the pod, because the Pikmin can't really take it anywhere else. But there is a reason why you can do this. It's not important, you don't need to, but it will do something. How can you possibly consider this beast a treasure? Beasts are incompatible with my circuitry. I suppose I will store your finds in my hold. Apparently, this tiny little hold can hold masses of monsters, but I do not think beasts will be worth much. Maybe it has like a shrink ray or something. Yeah, to make stuff even more tiny. That would make sense. Or the evil pouch, but that's magic, so whatever. Requip! Fairy tale reference. 7-Up! An old 7-Up bottle cap, and it's worth exactly the same amount as what got us over to this place in the first place. Quenching Emblem. Awesome. Oh, listen to the music. Did you hear that whirring down noise? That means we've grabbed every treasure on the sub-level. So that glitch does exist. But anyway, as you saw there, when we grab enemies, they get converted into pocket money, basically. every one of those bulbs was worth 2 points. It's just a nice little way on saying, well, you can't get Pikmin, so we'll just give you a couple of extra points for it. So it's basically a better way of maxing out your score, and I'm going to do that, but if there's tons of enemies to grab, I'll do it off screen so we don't waste time. This hole appears to be quite deep. My senses indicate more treacherous terrain ahead. Louis, do you recall that you can adjust... Oh, for Christ's sake, man! Yeah. Now, the best thing about being underground is that, unlike on the surface, which I thought is the same thing, even if Pikmin are free, you can just delve deeper with your Pikmin, and all your Pikmin will follow you. So if you really need to get to the end, if you really want to progress or get out quickly, and you don't want to be lugging around a whole bunch of Pikmin with you, possibly taking them in harm's way, you can just have one captain with no Pikmin go to the end, and you can immediately just walk. Even if there's a hazard surrounding the exit, they won't get hit by it during the exiting cutscene. So it's amazing. And we're already on the final level of the cave. I told you this cave was short, and this cave is always the same layout. I believe so. It never changes. So let's kill these guys. No! He didn't kill my Pikmin. No Pikmin losing today. He popped out of his mouth. Didn't get digested quick enough. So let's pick up these corpses, because we might as well. And hello! Must be an important treasure. It's the globe of the world, or half a globe of the world. It's inconceivable that such an immense object has been buried here for so long. The design on the outer shell resembles the surface of the planet as seen from space. Perhaps this can be used for something other than salvage. Gee, I wonder why people use globes for. How will you ever lift it? I fear that even 100 red Pikmin are able to lift it. Okay, now that brings up something. Just like, well, basically in all Pikmin game, the rule is, even though that the Wii U is obviously more powerful for Pikmin 3, they kept the limit the same to keep the strategy the same, which is actually a very nice touch. They could have easily increased the limit to 200 Pikmin. But you can only have 100 Pikmin on the field, and of course you can only have 100 Pikmin following you, but your overall total will still climb, unless you're underground. So I can have up to like 100, but I have 50 following me, etc, etc. So you can only have 100 Pikmin following you, and as you see here, this piece is a jerk. You need 101 Pikmin to pick this up. And you can't have 101 Pikmin on your team. You can only have 100. So, it looks like the game just gave us the middle finger right there, this early on in the game. But don't worry, there's a solution. And we'll get to that solution right now, actually. We're approaching it quite fastly. Take out all these enemies, though. Continuous stream of Pikmin right there. Doesn't matter if I keep chucking Pikmin and take things back, doesn't matter. I should take Louis back to the ship, that would be the better part of Valor. Or Polymer, because I switched earlier on. So let me do that, because at least I can pick up the Pikmin back if I need them. And if not, I will. Just do it just in case. Alright, you just stay there for now, because I can call them from there. Pick that one up, I thought you guys did. Seriously, still no eggs or nectar opportunities. Oh, we've got candy pop buds. Basically chucking a Pikmin into... Basically, there's flowers up there in the corner that we're approaching. You chuck a Pikmin in, and it turns into that colour. I think the limit is 5 to 10? I can't remember exactly. I think certain ones have a limit of 5, others have like a limit of 10. Special colours only have a limit of 5, and we haven't seen purple candy pop buds before. So this is new. Bub-a-da-bub. Astounding. A flower blooms in the cave beneath snowy landscape. Clearly it is warmer down here than above. Look, the Pikmin are restless. They look as if they yearn to be thrown into the flower. Yeah, they apparently want to convert. They want to convert. They want to change. They want to change race, I guess. Damn it. So as you see there, we've got now purple seeds. This is a new Pikmin type, and as you saw there, some more Pikmin I chucked more Pikmin, but they bounced out because these special candy pop buds only have a limit of 5 Pikmin per conversion. So any extras will just bounce out of it. So there we go. Alright, so let's go pick up some of these guys, and holy crap, you're huge. Sumo wrestling! Comachino! Oh my god. Calm it. Amazing. A purple Pikmin. It has hair, and it is quite stocky. It seems very heavy and strong. This kind of Pikmin was not mentioned in your report, Oliver. It must be an entirely new type. Transforming Pikmin by throwing them into flowers. Intriguing. Perhaps there are others. We already know about that. You didn't mention this. You didn't mention purple Pikmin in your report, but apparently we didn't mention candy pop buds either. And yet we had to use a few in order to get some of the shit pieces anyway. So yeah, purple Pikmin. Their characteristics. They're actually twice as strong as reds. Problem is, they're twice as slow as every other Pikmin mostly. But there's another perk. Unlike other Pikmin, they count as 10 Pikmin when picking stuff up. But because they're so slow, they're going to move quite slow when picking up something. And if you chuck like a bunch of reds on there, they're still going to get held back by the purple. However, the purple will allow you to be able to actually pick them up. And the best thing is... no. How do I do it? Ah, okay, there we go. Once you have multiple types of Pikmin on your team, pressing B while holding A will allow you to switch between your Pikmin. But I believe it's only Pikmin colour, not Pikmin types. So let's check all our purples over here for now, because we only need one purple on it. As you can see there, we get 10 purples in this cave. If you want to grind up purples, this is the best place to come, seriously. You get 10 every visit, and it's so short. But yeah, we get 10 purples, that equals to 100 in strength. Not Pikmin now, it's calculated by strength. And then one red will obviously allow it to be picked up. But look how slow it goes! Come on guys, help out. Let's get everybody on it. Hold them up, bring the other group with you. That's why I grabbed them. Otherwise it's going to be so freaking slow. Alright, dismiss just in case. I can't because the C button ain't responding. So I'm just going to go to the exit. Wait for them to get back. And yeah. This only took slightly longer than a typical Pikmin day, but that's because we were in a cave, and that's what's going to be most of the gameplay. And that's what I like about this game. You can get so much done just because of these caves. Oh, and of course this tutorial as well. This is how you get out of the caves. You have to find a geyser, and they don't appear on every floor, by the way. So you've got to be careful. Astounding! The water is shooting out of this geyser with incredible force. Sensors indicate it's strong enough to launch you into the air. Approach it with A to try. Well, I'm not doing it now. And there's our exit. I like how they actually went as far as to put that there. So, we'll leave that for now. Go back to Louis. How close are they? Oh, they're almost there. Look at that. Wow. We didn't waste time after all. Heave! Push! Push! I command you guys. Push it! Push it! Louis the Scrub is pushing them all. And they all return to me. Doodle-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Spherical Atlas. When you get items that shine like this, that means that they are important. They are part of the exploration kit. Either that, or they're going to unlock a new area. And that's why we had to come in here, because we can't progress any further in the Valley of Repose. There is a device resembling a microchip embedded inside this sphere, retrieving data, which is strange. Error, I could only decode a portion of the data, but I did retrieve new geographical charts. Can you not just scan the image and then look at it that way? Lazy. I will input this data into my planetary database and name it the Sphere Chart. Press plus to contact me and go to the exploration kit on the radar screen by pressing left on the control pad. Now that we have this new data, we should explore the decoded territory tomorrow. And that was the only treasure on this floor. And why did they go all the way over there? I wasn't over there. Well, anyway, we're out of here. That's the first cave complete. 100% as well. Then again, it ain't that hard. It's supposed to be easy. It's going to make it easy, but then it's going to get really difficult later on. Oh, all the resets. Holy crap. So, here's pretty much our score. We get the cave complete, so the hole on top of the screen will get a flag saying 3 out of 3, which is amazing. We didn't lose any Pikmin, like we shouldn't. We're already at 10% done with, well, 10% done with the game in terms of how much money we need to get in order to pay off the debt. And that's all we get to know about. So, save. Don't worry, I have a backup file. That's how everything works. And we're back in the Valley of Repose, and there's more pellet posies! But the problem is, remember what I told you about the ship interrupting the day and ending it early? It's going to happen now. In your own time, ship. You have successfully returned to the planet's surface. Excellent decision-making, gentlemen. We must celebrate the success of your spelunking expedition. You've gathered a large amount of data that needs in-depth analysis. I shall send a report back to the President tonight detailing your progress. And the danger. Oh wait, hang on a minute. Oliver and Louis, since you'll explore a new area tomorrow, today's work is done. No, it isn't. There's pellet posies. Let me harvest more Pikmin. What? You still want to work? Unacceptable. You may not realise it, but you are exhausted. The game is telling me to stop playing, basically. Screw you, ship. Screw you. That is the one. This is the one text box that really made me hate the ship when I was young. You should take a much needed rest, as you have all the time you need to collect treasure, hinting at the infinite time that you have in the game. Not in days. Well, not the days themselves, but what am I trying to say here? Not the time during the day, but the days themselves. Haste makes waste, so take it slow and steady. No, I want to get the best score possible. Excuse you. So we can actually skip this cutscene if we want to. It's also a lot shorter than what it is in Pikmin 5. But I just skip it because the launching sequence takes forever. Even though it just blasts off like that. Big shit. For God's sake, this episode's actually gone longer than the first one. Because of more tutorials in the cave. So there we go. Gives us ourselves an overall total of the day, not just the cave. So that's nice. And yay! We got purple Pikmin. Ba-da-ba-da. Baby steps first, Oliver. Plan well. Don't worry about me. My debt is with happy Hocketate savings and loan after all. Besides, there's nothing left to repossess. So ha! I don't think that's a good thing, President. They'll be on your ass. But that's that. And we get a new area opened. The Awakening Wood. There's actually a nice little trivia about that level, but we'll have to get to that later. For now, we gotta check our treasures that we got. This fruit was dug up from the cavern of floor of an icy cavern. It appears that the fruit's thick skin protected it from the frigid cold. It's quite remarkable. The shape of the fruit eerily resembles the president's head. P.S. The labyrinthium underground entrails of this planet are like a completely different world. I didn't mean to do that. I gotta remember that the control pad goes different menus and the control stick navigates. Keep forgetting that. The area was recently touched down. We used touchdown as blanket with a fresh layer of frozen precipitation. Weird choice of words. As tranquil and relaxing as it is, I named it the Valley of Repose. Using Pikmin to move obstacles, I was able to open up some areas for exploration where I found this hunk of metal. Now this is the more important one. The purple Pikmin was somehow able to carry this massive treasure. Sadly, we measured their physical strength using the... today, we measured their physical strength using the ship's onboard beefometer. It seems that they have 10 times the weight of physical power than any other Pikmin. When I throw them, they land with a resounding thud. I've decided to commemorate the cave first and I encountered them and named it Emergence Cave. Yeah, that's another thing about purple Pikmin. They can do earthquakes that stun enemies, which is really, really great for battling. But the problem is, because you can't grow purple Pikmin, other than going in caves through candy pop buds, they're really hard to build up their numbers, so you've got to be really careful not losing them, because they're really hard to regain. And that could happen quite often, so got to be careful. I often brag about my inexhaustible supply of self-control, but when I peer at this treasure I can't help but want to take a drink. Because it's 7-Up, dude! Anyway, that's that for this episode. So in the next episode, guys, we will enter the Awakening Wood and see what we can do in there. New area, new day. Day 3, possibly end of tutorials, possibly not. See you guys then.